Hello and welcome to another Company of Heroes 3 game. My name is Fancy Josh, and today I've got a game for you between Kasim-GJW as our Wehrmacht. His opponent today is going to be lemontart as our British. So I have cast lemontart before, but none of those games have made it onto my channel. So I'm hoping that this game does. He is rank 7 in the world as a US. So very highly rated. He is currently rank 45 as British. His opponent is rank 35 as Wehrmacht, so expecting this to be a very high-level game, and already cool openings from both players. German player opening with the recon vehicle here for that quick capture power. Now that is, of course, at the expense of early game firepower, but this much capture power can be quite strong. Curious to see how that's going to work out on this map. And our British player's gone for the Australian defense battle group, so he's going to have access to archers in the late game, and of course he has access to these light infantry sections. Very cool. Actually, it's kind of interesting, this matchup here, right? Because these Australian light infantries have pretty decent capture power. And in the face of something like this recon vehicle, that's going to be pretty good. Dingo on the way for our British player. Probably thinking about wanting to chase this recon vehicle down. But yeah, just look at that territory control already from our British player, having quite a lot compared to his opponent, or excuse me, German player. Grenadiers on the scene to try and help out this recon vehicle. I do think the recon vehicle is going to get out of there. And trying to prevent this capture, interestingly enough, and also disrupting the pathing of those models, but might go down here. Barely gonna make it out. Very cool build. Heavy machine gun on the field for our German player. But definitely gonna be unusual from him. Now he has gone for the breakthrough battle group, adding on these assault packages. Heavy machine gun on the scene to help out, as well as this Dingo. Dingo actually in the firing arc of the heavy machine gun, taking a ton of damage there. Did manage to get out of the arc, but does look like it's going to lose this fight. Heavy machine gun repositioning. Looks like he's just going to go for that fuel. Pioneer's even on the flank here. This is nice. Doesn't look like he's going to pick up that vehicle. Oh, he will if it stops like that. Getting on that rear armor, and wow, nice little flank by those Pioneers. So a bit of a unfortunate loss, early game loss for our British player here. We did see him planting mines on that bottom side, so undeterred. Actually going for a very early field infirmary, prioritizing healing over adding on more infantry. That's also unusual. Man, I love weird builds. I know, like, some people really want to see, you know, meta and, like, get better, and that's fair enough, right? I mean, I think we all want to improve at this game. But I'm over here like, yeah, give me that craziness. 5 mortars? Sure, let's do that. Yeah. Anyway, Grenadier, second Grenadier added on. British player really going to struggle for map control at this stage, and actually German taking advantage of this, going for sandbags on this fuel point. Going to try and hold down this point, make it really difficult for his opponent to take that back. Also going for the Luftwaffe company here, so going up to stronger infantry. And potentially a scout car. Third infantry, or second infantry section on the way, and this is usually what you see folks do. They go for that quick little Australian light infantry, and then they switch into regular infantry. Let's see if he wants to go up to 3 infantry squads, but I would be surprised if he did. Though it is a bit more popular these days. But with this much fuel, I think we're probably going to see him thinking about a platoon command post in the near future. Heavy machine gun going to make it really difficult to retake this point. Actually, sandbag's working against him. The sandbag's not up against the point there. Going to let the British player sit and cover against that heavy machine gun and take that point. So actually really unfortunate for our German player adding on an AA gun, but canceled it. We'll see what he ends up wanting to do. Maybe he's just going to save up a little bit extra fuel for the scout car. And that is, in fact, what he wanted to do. Breakthrough tactics unlocked. Concrete bunker on the way. That's probably for a med bunker in the main base. Now, it's a little surprising to see folks do this. I think after the changes to the healing from the Wehrmacht headquarters, I mean, it no longer costs fuel. It's just manpower. And, you know, with, I don't know, the extra munitions on top of the manpower to build the bunker just seems like a bit much. Scout car on the scene. Gonna drive back those Royal Engineers. Looks like, yeah, looks like the British player was thinking about taking that victory point, but I think that's a smart decision to go ahead and get on out of there. And nice mine there, finally finding that recon vehicle. That's going to be a nice little pickup for our British player. Suddenly things back to bit even here after the British player went for that early med bunker, and now the German is doing the same. Another... Okay, yeah, there's the med bunker. I'm tripping over here. So, real quick, I'm just going to check... It's fighting over here. Did I hear a heavy machine gun? I did, yeah. Scout car gonna chase. Scout car also upgraded here, which I can't show you from this view. It has been upgraded with this radio antenna, so it's going to be able to see units in the fog of war. Getting right up inside this building here a little bit. British player going to bail out there. And what I wanted to show you was the bunker, so let's take a quick look at that. So right, so the bunker costs 175. Right? And if I look at... Ooh, heavy AT gun on the field for a British player, getting a nice hit there. This is only 150. So, I don't understand that decision, but... You're going to tell me how much it'll heal? 3.2? Yeah, I mean, it's strictly worse these days. I wonder if our German player doesn't actually know that. Wouldn't that be interesting? Some of these high-level players maybe not reading the patch notes. Now, that's the 2-pounder, not the 6-pounder, of course, available from the Australian battle group there. So that's a great way to deal with the scout car. You can see the map packs already working for our German player. Get that huge range. Now, you might say, well, that seems really broken, but it's actually the same as everybody else has in terms of map packs. You know, if you have the... situational awareness to be looking at your map as often as you probably should be if you want to improve. Map packs can be absolutely insanely good. Now, interesting from our German player going for a second AA gun here. And Stuart tanks on the way for our British player in the near future. So I like to say this every time I see Stuarts. I think one Stuart is better than two. But we'll see if our British player actually wants to end up doing that. And of course the goal is to keep that Stuart alive, with the goal of calling it off the field once getting to company command post. So with these map hacks, these AA guns can kind of respond to where the threats are before the threats are in place, right? So I think that's actually really cool. We'll see how he makes use of these. Now, this is not a place that these British want to be. Are going to bail out there. Taking some losses on the retreat, but should get out just fine. And more mines from our British player. Love to see that. Scout car sees all, though. And double AA gun absolutely shredding that infantry. They gotta go right now. They not being spotted. Flamethrowers, AA. Okay, infantry gonna barely get out of there. And scout car continuing to do work here. 2-pounder is set up, but doesn't have the angle by the looks of it. Trying to get a shot through the house there with an attack ground. Probably not gonna happen. AA guns moving up on the 2-pounder. And 2-pounder's gotta go. So we're Stuart on the way here. Now, Stuart is not going to do super great against this. Oh, scout car going down to that mine. Really great pickup for the British player. He's going to be happy about that. Getting rid of that map hack is real nice for him. Stuart on the hunt here. Looks like he was trying to find those AA guns. I'm not sure he wants to, though. Grenadiers duking it out with this Stuart. That's not going to feel very good. Our British player does have... Or German player... Yeah, I was about to say. He beat me to it. I was about to say he does have 70 fuel. And I do think we're going to see a Flak Panzer here. Flak Panzer, of course, pretty good against the Stuart. AA guns continuing to do huge work here. Tons and tons of damage there. Sure, it looks like he wants a piece, but that is very, very risky. Driving into this area unsupported. Does have a mine, gonna find those pioneers. Probably won't pick him up on the retreat. AA guns getting some side hits on the Stuart. Stuart gonna back off. Black Panzer on the field. He's trying to get this infantry section taken away his cutoff. And composition looking really, really good for our German here, oddly enough. Surprisingly enough for me. I mean, 2 AA guns, that's not something I'd normally say, but against this comp from our British player, it seems to be working real, real well for him. So where does our British player go from here? I mean, he definitely needs to deal with this Flak Panzer, and I don't think the Stuart is going to cut it. Although it does seem like our British player is feeling relatively confident about this fight. Might eat a Panzerfaust for his trouble there, barely getting out of the way. Royal Engineers here to screen. Gonna burn away those Grenadiers, and 2-pounder in the area as well to deal with this Flak Panzer. Should get a decent shot here. Bouncing off the front armor, unfortunately for him. Yeah. Been pretty good for our German player here. Now, he did just lose his AA gun, so there's action taking place all over the place. Grenadier's going to go down, though. Nice little pickup there. Jaeger's on the way for our German player to deal with this Stuart. AA gun did go down there, but looks like our German player managed to recrew it, running for his life from this Stuart. Surprised we're not seeing this gun set up to try and fight. Again, AA guns do okay here, but unsupported, they're going to be in deep trouble. Jaeger's on the scene, though. Are upgrading the Panzerschreck, should be able to drive back the Stuart, but not before it decrews the AA gun. Might try to destroy it. Gonna miss that first shot, unfortunately for him. Flak Panzer and Jaeger's on the scene. This is a bad place to be if you're a Stuart. Actually not retreating either. And 2-pounder hitting the Sturmpanzer. Looks like our British player is willing to make this trade here. It's not the worst trade in the world, of course. Assuming the Stuart does in fact go down, and it should here. Jaeger also going to pick up the Stuart there. Australian Light Infantry trying to get something done, but not going to get too much done here. Going to get burned away by those pioneers. So that was an interesting trade. I mean, I don't actually know how much the Stuart costs off the top of my head in terms of fuel, so let's take a quick look. Quick little look here. Costs 40. And the research is 25. So, I mean, all things considered, that was a good trade for our British player, just in terms of flat fuel. But in terms of map control and, you know, overall combat effectiveness, I actually... yeah, I don't know. I mean, losing the Grenadier feels a little more impactful to me than losing the Flak Panzer, and when we're talking about trading a Stuart. But we'll see how that ends up playing out. Now, with a second Stuart on the way, it does sort of feel like our British player is willing to stay on this tech for a little bit longer here. I wonder if he's considering not going for company command post and is just going to start picking up archers at some point if he needs them. German player almost back up to 70 fuel. I would not be surprised to see him add back on the Flak Panzer. It's fairly common for players to stick on Luftwaffe tech once they're there, and yep, he is in fact going to add on that Flak Panzer. I think he could also stand to have another Jaeger, even if he doesn't want to go for Panzerschrecks on the Jaeger. I mean, Jaeger infantry are pretty decent anti-infantry units in their own right. AA gun setting up on the Stuart. Stuart not carrying, although it is taking some chip damage there, and Shrek's getting a great hit. Does look like he's going to get out of there, being screened for by these infantry sections. But heavy machine gun on the scene, and here comes the Flak Panzer, going to put a quick end to this fight. Looks like these Royal Engineers are going to get a great flank on this heavy machine gun. Forced it away there. Actually not retreating. Royal Engineers are going to go down here. So that was a little bit aggressive, but and is going to pay for it, unfortunately for him. Pioneers also going down while this is happening. Looks like it went down on the bottom side. Recce package going to call in a base artillery barrage. And Grenadiers actually stealing the... Well, not stealing. I think they got their Pioneers flamethrower back, so... Again, both players just trading body blows here, unit after unit. You know, I don't know, I say this a lot, and I don't know if everybody agrees with me, but I love... I mean, if both players are taking heavy losses, I'm about it. And that's what we're seeing this game. Both players trading equally, in my opinion. So, funny the way these games work out sometimes. Now, all things considered, German player doing slightly better on victory points. Well, I guess more than slightly, he's 150 points up. Both players relatively even in terms of overall losses. 2-pounder setting up on that Flak Panzer Stuart on the side here. Now, this is a little bit risky. I mean, if he loses track of this Stuart here, Panzerschreck could, Panzerfaust rather, could be pretty bad for him. And German player going to walk away with both fuels here for a minute, so he's going to be feeling pretty good about that. Austrian light infantry dealing with these Jaegers. Jaeger's going to find this Stuart, though. They come up here. Stuart going to ride the edge of the map. Is going to get out of there. And Australian light infantry going to pick up this victory point here. British player adding on another Stuart. I was over here thinking that maybe he might want to consider... Yeah, okay. Well, see, he canceled it, and then he started it again. Looks like he was considering potentially teching up, but changed his mind. Yeah, so I'm over here thinking that our British player needs indirect fire for these AA guns. I know that they can quickly relocate, but... Yeah, so maybe I'm wrong about that. You know, I don't know. These AA guns, oh man. Now that they're vetting up, they are really, really nasty. Look how much freaking damage they're doing to those... That 2-pounder there absolutely shredded them. Flak Pans are also on the scene. Gonna do huge damage. And almost Veteran C2 there, so that's going to be freaking scary. 25% weapon accuracy? Oh my god. Stuart on the field. Second Stuart on the field, I should say. German getting flanked a little bit here by this recce package. We're going to see a base artillery call in here. And big fight breaking out here. Stuart's getting aggressive, wanting to chase that. 2-pounder has been recruited, but it's by the German this time. Shreks and 2-pounder connecting with that Stuart. Stuart on the flank of the 2-pounder, going to clear him out of there. More big hits by the Shreks. And looks like our British player is going to be forced back a little bit here. Stuart going down there, looks like to those Shreks. And Shreks want a piece of this other guy as well, but dealing huge damage to that building. Infantry section can't stay long. Stuart still trying to help out, but going to be pushed back by these Shreks. Should get one more hit, won't destroy it from the looks of things. Not quite going to take that shot. And looks like a pretty dominant position from our German player right about now. Great little push there. It does look like he could walk away with the 2-pounder too if he wants. So I think this is the risk you run with Stuarts, right? I mean, I don't know. Staying on medium tank tech for an extended period of time is risky, right? And it's risky for our German player too. I mean, I guess I don't know what our German would be thinking about adding. I mean, could talk about a Panzer IV, but to be honest, he doesn't need it. He's got the Shreks that he needs. He's got the anti-infantry that he needs. Actually, his army is looking real scary. This player did re-add a 2-pounder, but with a second Flak Panzer on the way, it's going to be an uphill battle for a British player. That said, British player is floating a ton of fuel here. So I think an archer might be pretty decent against what he's facing. Over-repairing the Stuart there. Actually, does he have over-repair? He does, right? Surely, yeah, over-repair. So this thing can take one extra hit from those Panzer Shreks. And actually, British player managing to come out of his base strong here, taking all 3 victory points. German player back in his base a little bit, just refitting. And recruiting more squad members there. Hey, guns moving into position. Gonna find this Stuart. Does have a flank from the infantry section backing off now. Here come the Jaeger. As well as the Flak Panzer. Now our German player did cancel that Flak Panzer. See what he ends up wanting to do with that fuel he's saving. Grenadiers getting a good flank on this building here. Going to burn those Australian light infantry out. Heavy machine gun helping out from afar. Infantry section doing okay in that heavy cover, but can't stay long, especially with this bad retreat path in their future. But are going to bail out. Was that a mine? You think that was a mine from our British player? Love to see that. To be honest, mines have been keeping our British player in this game in a big way. I mean, we've seen it destroy the recon vehicle. We saw it destroy a scout car. We're seeing it slow down those flak panzers. And I just saw our British player add on another Stuart, which I definitely think would be a mistake at this point. Does have a ton of fuel. I mean, he could easily tech up here. Something like a Matilda would be pretty decent here. Command panzer on the field for our German player. Down on this bottom side. Gonna do pretty big for him. Yeah, you know, I'm just thinking about the patch, last patch. Is that a bishop? That is a freaking bishop, guys. Alrighty. I see you. Bishop is, I mean, it might be a mistake, but it's fun, so I'm about it. You know, it's gonna do pretty decent against these AA guns, but could get pretty run over by this Panzer. Both Panzers, really. Stuart and a 2-pounder is not enough to hold back these units, in my opinion. That said, I'm still about it, man. Give me those crazy builds all day long. Yeah, so they technically buffed the Panzer last patch, right? I mean, they gave it increased aura range, so 35 instead of 25. So it can sit further back from the front and still provide that bonus. But, I don't know, felt like players just, you know, they want to use it like this, right? They want to be in range of their units, so it almost feels like it's more of a horizontal buff than an in-depth buff, in the sense that now you're affecting units further away, like up there. And that's kind of interesting. Firestorm there for our German. Push back that 2-pounder, and look at all these shells bouncing right off this Panzer, command Panzer here. He just does not care. Bishop is on the field here. 2-pounder finally getting a decent hit there. But continuing to bounce a whole bunch. Now here's an excellent Bishop shot, gonna really connect with the 2-pounder as well as the AA gun, gonna take them both out. Beautiful, beautiful hits by that Bishop. That's freaking huge. Does look like our British player is going to try and take those away as well. And if he gets his hands on those, he's going to be super happy. I mean, he even managed to remove some of that veterancy from the AA gun. Artillery barrage coming down for our British player. Going to shove all these units back. Actually getting a good connection with the heavy machine gun there. More Jaegers on the field. Bishop getting a little aggressive here. 2-pounder and AA gun stolen away by our British player. That's freaking huge. That's just what he needed to get right back in this game. Heavy machine gun is going to take down the AA gun, though, but I do think that's in a position that's going to make it difficult for our German player to get his hands on it. Looks like he is trying. Might go for the destruction here. Not quite. Going to fight instead. 2-pounders in the right spot to deal with this flak panzer. And British player bleeding victory points rather quickly here. And German really wants this AA gun back. No way he gets that. Panzer Shrek's on the edge here. A little bit low health, though, so need to be careful. And Bishop should have its shot coming back up. Going to destroy the AA gun. Good decision there. Going to prevent his opponent from capturing that. I actually think both players were firing at the AA gun. Neither one wanted it. Neither one felt like they could get it. So, Royal Engineers barely making it away from that grenade there. Did manage to decapture that victory point for a short period of time. Machine gun getting the suppression here. I mean, this heavy machine gun posted up in the heavy cover there has just been so annoying for a British player to deal with. Now, I mean, oh my god, I can't get over how good that Bishop barrage was. That was freaking huge, dude. Got his 2-pounder back, got one of those AA guns. I mean, there's still this second AA gun. Here comes the barrage. Oh, good connection. Should get another one here. Oh, going a little long. German player hasn't seen it yet, though. Another firestorm from our German player. Infantry section barely going to get out, and unfortunately Bishop going wide on all these shots. Infantry section fighting these Jaegers here. And is going to finally connect with that AA gun. Yep, 2-pounders getting some great connections on the flak panzer. There are 2, though. Command panzer is nearby. And flak panzer's getting behind the 2-pounders here. Bishop running for its life. Stuart not in the area. 2-pounders going down. And that's looking pretty darn devastating for our British player. I mean, that's the problem with a Bishop right there, of course. When you get blitzkrieged like that, it's just trouble for you. Now, this flak panzer might go down on its way out. 2-pounder not facing the right direction, but Bishop going to get that long shot, picking him up there. Bishop being found out and still not dead. Stuart going to try to help out. 2-pounders also on the scene, but this armor is just too much, and that Bishop is going to go down. Wow. Really, really heavy losses for our British player, losing an engineer, Bishop, 2-pounders. Recrewing now. Stuart trying to fight this command panzer, but with 3 Jaegers on the field with Panzerschreck upgrades, that's going to be tough. Panzers might go down, though. Oh my god, dude. Is this game going to continue? You're kidding me. Panzerschreck's surely going to find this Stuart. Stuart's dead. Oh, a miss! Are you freaking joking me, dude? There's no way this Stuart gets out of here, though. I mean, he can go around these Jaegers, but... And actually, Jaegers... Oh, man, managing to find an infantry section down here, but there's more Jaegers. And they are stealthed this time. So, that's surely this time, right? There it is. Australian, looks like our British player was adding on that Stuart, but changed his mind. Command Panzer's been re-added here. And I was about to say, I think our British player's dead, but he doesn't know it yet. And, wow, what a freaking bloodbath, dude. That was a fun little build. Just something different, you know? I mean, AA guns showing what they're good at. And British player really dedicated to those Stuarts. And that was so fun to see that Bishop. I know it wasn't the right call, but I'm so glad he added that on. I hope you guys enjoyed this game as much as I did, and I will see you in the next one.